New Square Enix harassment policy could lead to legal action against gamers. Company will go after fans for denial of personality.
What?
Yeah, that's worded oddly, but essentially it could very well mean that anybody that criticizes their company or their game could be possibly prosecuted for it.
Well, I guess we're going to jail then. Oh, well.
Let's see.
Before anyone gets up in arms at me for the title of this video saying they're not suing anyone, you're completely blowing this out of proportion, I want you to listen closely to specifically what Square Enix is saying with their new policy and ask yourself, why would a company create this policy in the first place? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of...
Yes, I want to be playing this really fast because I don't want viewers to sit through a whole 13 minutes of video. I hear Square Enix, and it always messes with me a little bit because I remember Square when they were just Square, and I remember Enix. Seems like there was another second part of that name, but other than Square Enix. But I remember when they were two separate companies, and a lot of my gamer mind is stuck back in the, I don't know, the 80s to 90s.
Smash JT, and Square Enix is looking to sue you, the gamer, for daring to speak out against anything you disagree with if it doesn't comfortably fit inside their nice, neat narrative. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down how Square Enix has enacted a new policy and doubled down on DEI to push forward an agenda and ideology and ensure compliance. Square Enix, a company once nearly universally celebrated for their iconic franchises like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, among a slew of other mega banger hits, have now taken the controversial stance against gamers, anyone daring to criticize whatever direction they end up going. And while the failing gaming giant claims to value feedback, their recently published group customer harassment policy raises some serious concerns about whether they're actually, in reality, using legal threats as a weapon to silence dissent and discourage criticism. And I gotta be honest, from a personal standpoint here, it sounds awfully familiar to what's happening to me already with Alyssa Mercante suing me because she doesn't like how I covered the situation revolving around the game industry.
You're muted.
Cast a fucking spell on me. This does seem to be the case that more and more, whether it be journalists, activists, journalists, right, or video game companies, they're getting more on the aggressive side. They're tired of people disliking them, and they're like, "You're an organized hate campaign. You're biggest. You're trolls. You're throwing slurs left and right," and they're getting more aggressive with it. They're not just attacking in media with Gamergate and trolls and incels, and they're getting more aggressive. Like this bitch going to fight me physically, I don't know. Anyway, I digress. They're getting more aggressive with it to the point to where they're wanting to sue people. And in fact, she is suing Smash JT.
She's just a horrible person. I mean, she's just horrible.
Yeah, he's in here. He remembers when Tifa had big boobs and no black shirt underneath. Yeah, I remember those days. I think mostly what he's speaking on, there's been remakes of Final Fantasy VII. And these remakes have just went out of their way to censor and, in some ways, possibly uglify the women and so on, right? Make them much more flat and cover them up more. And, I think it was the late 90s when 7 came out. And no one cared.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they so sensitive now? And I really don't think it's the people that's that sensitive unless they're being told to be that sensitive, by articles in the internet and college, because people weren't that sensitive then. What changed? What changed in that time? For me, I know that was decades ago, but for me, it was like, hey, that was yesterday. Oh, fuck, no, it wasn't. That was a lot of yesterdays ago.
Yeah. But this woman here she's just horrible. I mean,
She's a foul beast from the netherworld.
Cinder, who moved the rock? You know?
The group customer harassment policy is a new measure taken by Square to combat what it deems unacceptable behavior. The developer claims the policy will help with product improvement and quality. How is it going to help with the product if they're forcing people's silence who are complaining about anything about it? How's that going to help it? It will help it not sell.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to make everything a lot worse because nobody's going to play their games or anything out of fear of being sued.
I played that game way back then, and yes, that scene did invoke some emotion. Aerith's death scene. And okay, back then you didn't ever have a character in a game die, right? So it was like, no, they're faking you out, right? No, but no, she's dead. And you've been playing this game for no telling how many hours, so many hours, and now one of your characters has been one of the main parts of the story is dead by the main villain. And that's one way you can do a game. And, uh, I honestly think that was well written and well played.
Well, I have to say that now it's always something like that now. They kill their darlings, basically. And I hate it when writers do that, and I hate it when games do that.
Square Enix believes that feedback, comments, and requests received from our customers are essential to the advancement of our group's products and services. Huh? I'm getting mixed signals here.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They want people's feedback, but they don't
They
want
only
it?
want the good feedback, is essentially what they're saying.
Oh.
Thing is, game devs don't understand how to implement it well. Have players care about the character, and he's absolutely right about that. I mean, me and Levistro happen to agree on a whole hell of a lot of things. I mean, I'm a light gamer. I'm not gonna play like I'm a heavy gamer. I'm a light gamer. Levistro, I know he's a full on gamer. I know he is. He gets it. I get it because my gaming experience is way back, but it's still here within me. They want brown nosing customers. Yeah, it's like if you don't like it, don't play it. It was the bigots.
It's not our fault they made a crappy game. We didn't tell them to do it. They did it on their own volition.
At the same time, there are instances where customers take actions directly or through our support centers or toward our group executives, employees, partners who are involved in the creation and distribution of our game products and services. Didn't they just name everybody? Like if they have anything at all to do with the company, you can't say anything about them. Didn't they just name everybody there?
Yeah.
Okay, that constitute customer harassment, such as denial of personality, such as denial of personality, violence, defamation, intimidation, advance notice of wrongdoing. Huh? Is it just me or is this a lot of double speak?
I'm still trying to understand what they're talking about personality.
I guess attacks on their character, maybe. Well, I've been talking on here for near an hour and a half, and I haven't said anything about any direct developer person, right? but they would see this video and be like, "Oh, he's one of them," you know. And I'm not the type of person that'll be like, "Oh, they just need to die," that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Oh, I might call them ugly. I might do that. I mean, but that's no reason. I mean, what they're doing is saying you can't have an opinion because let's say somebody's ugly, that's an opinion. That's not harassment. It's like words are violence.
They have no earthly idea about how that works because there's some motherfuckers out there that they really don't give a shit, and violence is their go-to thing. They live for that shit.
So he's been playing since the brick, meaning forever. Hey, games helped me handle social issues and overcome things. When I got diagnosed with PTSD/TBI, I was one of the first test subjects the VA used for VG therapy. I didn't know they did that, but good for them.
Yeah, I didn't know they did that either. And I can see where it would help a great deal.
Yeah, I mean, I know about PTSD. I know about. I haven't been in the army or nothing like that. I haven't, but that don't mean it can't happen to you. If you live through enough craziness and violence, and I don't even want to get in. I could tell some stories for years, and I'm not even about to get into that. You could say games molded my life so damn right. I give a shit about them just like the Star Wars EU motivated me to read. I expect these stewards to handle it with care. So clearly, Levistro here is passionate about video games, and that is the kind of not only players that we need, but developers that we need. Whether you're the writer of the story or the artist, or whatever the case may be, you want passionate people like this.
Yeah, I mean, why don't they?
But instead, in this day and age, they would have him charged under harassment.
I mean, they could take somebody like Levistro, give them a job, and say, "What, make this better."
And
That's
he
the kind of people
and
they
he would
need.
put big titties on everything.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, you can't have a good fantasy game without the big
Okay,
breasted women and
but
all that.
this continues on here. That constitute customer harassment, such as denial of personality. Seems like a bunch of double talk to me because it doesn't seems kind of vague, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Advance notice of wrongdoing. What the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
Wait a minute.
Advance notice of obstruction of business harassment. It also causes disruptions to other customers. Square Enix will not tolerate harassment and will take action as necessary.
So basically you can't play the game and shit talk no more.
Simple. Nerds have always been unsavory, not the end thing, so they would hire the bitch in HS over a nerd who cares about the products. Yeah. Yeah, they're basically saying unless you're one of these what do they call it, toxic positivity peddlers. That's a term that, maybe it was Hypnotic or Smash JT was one of those two came up with, and that term is so spot on. It basically means you're a ball funneler and dick sucker who slurp down anything they throw at you with a smile on your face. Unless you're one of those, you may get sued if you vocalize it or probably even type it on a screen.
Well, they'd run into a hard time if they came across somebody and tried to sue them and they didn't have anything. They'd be wasting their damn time.
Then they would aim for jail time probably.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read through this, but it just seems like so much double talk.
It seems like a lot of legalese, basically.
Oh, I understand legalese for the most part. I mean, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I've always been good at grasping legalese. This isn't even that. This policy acknowledges that feedback, comments, and requests are vital for improving products and services. Essentially, this article is repeating itself for the most part. However, it uses questionable terms such as denial of personality. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck is denial of personality? And excessive pursuit or reprimand. Huh?
I'm still trying to figure out what in the hell they're talking about of denial of personality.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's got a rebuttal here. Big titties. I would push the limit of games. Can I do it? Can the engine handle it? And big titties, right?
Oh, these people. Who moved the rock? Who moved the damn
Okay.
rock? They need to put them back.
What this means for critics, by creating this new policy, Square Enix can now declare anything as harassment, including legitimate criticism of its products. In doing so, Square can, in theory, press charges against critics who under the claim of harassment. So yeah, they can sue critics. That that would actually set a new precedence. I mean, this is a Japanese company doing this? Maybe they can do that in Japan. I can't speak for Japan, but this won't fly in America under, you know, laws that's been set forever. You're allowed to criticize people. You're allowed to have an opinion.
Well, that law is becoming more and more muddled, these days.
What this means for gaming. Many suggest that Square's new policy is a violation of freedom of speech as it limits feedback and open dialogue. And I also think that's a, a, a new thing happening is we have such freedoms in this country, and a lot of things are coming forward going, we made this new law and this new rule and we can fuck you over. They do a lot of this on, the LBGTQ rights and feminist stuff, where kind of like all these companies won't hire a straight white man, but there are hard set laws in this country that's supposed to prevent that. What I'm trying to say is this new uprising of idiocy is bypassing it, and there's so much of it that it's slipping through the cracks that they won't stop at all. And as the new generations like of that ideology become cops and become lawyers and become judges, the more it's gonna firmly take hold, and eventually the entire laws that hold society together will be changed to conform to it.
Well, I think if enough people get together and push back against this kind of thing, maybe it won't get to that point, hopefully.